Why didn't you stay in?
Well,
Club.
I'm glad I took a break. I was like you. I didn't like anything for a while. Now I'm wide open.
I hope you're videoing this to sell this.
Plays good. Look at this bad boy. Give me a little dual bandos.
That's why your hands don't cramp up.
Been doing
That
it for a long
age.
time.
Now I'll be doing something my hands are just locked up.
That's what.
I haven't played so long. It takes you that long? I don't have that problem when it comes to that.
Oh,
That's quick. I got two in it. Sure, I don't like it.
I ain't gonna charge you nothing to put them on. They were $7.99 for the string. Your other fours in there. If somebody needs a little guitar to start out, got a classical string, don't you?
Jack.
A little guitar.
Let me see
You
that
ought to
bad-
buy
let me
those.
see that bad boy.
Listen, Seth. Pick 'em a tune.
How's it going today? I'm Luke, Hard Times Guy. And today I want to talk to you about an idea that I got the other evening while I was playing poker. I might start something called, and make a playlist called Poker Table Talk or something like that. Most of the poker table talk that I hear can't be repeated on a kind of what I think of this as a family channel. But every once in a while someone has something worthwhile to say, or there's a good idea put forth, and then I get a good cross-sectional view of what different people think about different things. And this happened the other evening when I was playing poker. One of the guys put forth a thought, and different ones then started discussing, trying to decide the validity of it. And it caused me to start thinking, and it's resulted in me attempting this little, hopefully it's a short video. The idea that was put forward was talking about what we know or what we don't know or what we think we know, and how that affected whether our learning process or our failure to learn process. And what the guy said, and I'm not going to get this exactly right, but I'm going to try to get as close as I can. He said, almost as important as knowing something is knowing that you don't know something. Did you get that? Knowing something is important, but knowing that you don't know something is almost as important as knowing something. That's the thought that he put out there. And I've said things like that myself before and over the course of my lifetime. In fact, I taught a lesson in Sunday school one time about how important it is to know where you are, and then to know why you are where you are. And these concepts kind of go along with one another. But the one I'm talking about today is important, because if you don't know that you don't know, then you have no reason to try to know. You are unaware that you need to know, that you could learn something. And so it makes it more difficult for you to learn something, because you think you already know everything there is to know about whatever it is. And that the introduction to that discussion, and then the various people had different things to say about it. And that progressed into another thing that I've often spoke about, and that is the difference between ignorance and stupid. And a lot of people use those two words interchangeably as if they mean the same thing, and they don't. They don't mean anywhere close to the same thing. Ignorance is absence of knowledge. In other words, we're all ignorant. We're not all ignorant in the same way, but we're all ignorant. There are things which I have absolutely no knowledge about. I couldn't even begin to tell you anything about any number of things that someone could mention. So that makes me ignorant. Like rocket science. I don't know anything about rocket science. If you had me explain all the technicalities involved in building a rocket that could propel something into outer space and into orbit around a heavenly body, I couldn't begin to talk about that with any degree of accuracy. So I'm ignorant about rocket science. I'm ignorant about brain surgery. And see where this is going? There's all number of things that I'm ignorant about. Now, I don't like for people to say you're ignorant, but I mean, the truth is I am ignorant, and so are you. We're all. There are things that we're all ignorant about. There are other things that most of us are informed about. So ignorance and stupidity are two different things. Stupid is not being able to obtain knowledge, either because intellectually you're not capable or other reasons. Some of them, they're just too stubborn to learn something, or just too ignorant about the fact that we don't know something, that we're not willing to acknowledge that and pursue knowledge. And life is a long process where we begin with a great deal of ignorance, and every day we manage to replace some of that absence of knowledge, some of that ignorance, with knowledge that we learned, hopefully. And then we begin to take those experiences and apply them in our lives. So let me recap that just shortly. We're all ignorant. Stupid is different than ignorant. Actually, it's too big, it's too complicated for a short discussion. Stupidity is. When we go all into the things that are, compromised in stupid, that's a big, wide, broad, difficult, complicated subject. Too much for a short discussion like this. But one thing that looks a whole lot like stupid is arrogant ignorance. That is a person that's arrogant about his or her own knowledge and arrogant about someone else's absence of knowledge in that same subject, whatever it might be. That kind of arrogance about knowledge looks a lot like stupid, and in some cases it might be stupid. So in this short introductory discussion about this topic, hopefully I can accomplish this. I will be able to instill in you a willingness to learn. or be able to illustrate to you that all of us are ignorant and we need knowledge about any number of things. And then we can go a bit deeper than that, and we can understand that life and living life is a long, drawn out part of that process. Hopefully we begin to learn things like, don't touch that, it's hot, it'll burn you. Learn that at a very young age. And then we learn things like standing up and walking and making words and making sentences. And it goes on and on and on from there until we become very knowledgeable and complicated individuals as we proceed through life. And I want to introduce to you here, as I challenge you to have a desire to learn, I'm going to challenge you that learning isn't always a formal process. It's an everyday process. It's a part of life. It's a part of living life. And our life basically depends on how much we learn, how much we pay attention, how much we apply what we learn to living. And the long process is this: you will be more successful if you pay attention, if you learn, and if, as you learn, you begin to pursue those things that you learned are good. And you begin to avoid those things that you learned are not good, or that they're bad for you, they're harmful, they're destructive. That's what learning in life is about. Trying to achieve the experience of all the good things. Trying to contribute to someone else's experience of those good things. And trying to avoid the bad things. I think I can just end it here, and I'm going to end it almost here. Got one more little short illustration to give you. I hope this is enough of an introduction to get you interested in what I have to say and get you to thinking a little bit more about your life and the things that you want to experience and the things that you want to do and the things that you need to learn, and to examine your knowledge and not block yourself out of learning experiences with the arrogant thought that I already know this, or I already know more about this than you do, or I already know more about this than I need to. Good things come with bad things, and as we live life, we experience both, and we must learn from both. When I was a boy, and I'm going to end with this story. When I was a boy, our families, and by ours I mean my family, which consisted of my parents and my brothers and sisters, and then our extended family, which went to brothers and sisters of my parents and their children, our cousins, and it just reached out in all directions from that, and always had that kind of experience in my family. We liked being together. We liked coming together for occasions like holidays and birthdays and Christmas and Easter, and family gatherings were a part of my life when I was a youngster. And one particular time I remember we were in Bloomfield, and we were at a city park in Bloomfield. And I think it was in the summertime. I think it was 4th of July. I think our family had a gathering for a picnic at a park in Bloomfield because it was the 4th of July. Might have been Memorial Day, I don't know. But it was a summertime holiday, and we'd all come together to have a family gathering and enjoy a picnic. And I enjoyed and loved to do those kind of things, enjoy the memories of them. and it's a part of my growing up that I think fondly of. This particular day, some of the boys were trying to play a game of baseball, and I got hit in the mouth with a baseball bat. And I don't think I lost any teeth, but it loosened a lot of my teeth, broke both my lips, my nose. It was painful. And I just said that to illustrate this. All of our experiences are different. And we can't totally avoid everything bad that's going to happen to us, like getting hit in the mouth with a baseball bat. And we can't ensure that everything that happened to us is going to be good. But when we have situations that we know are bad, that we know aren't good for us, that we know have potential for damage to us, we should avoid those situations. And so that was the last time. I was probably about 10 years old. That's the last time I ever got hit in the mouth with a baseball bat. Because I was careful about not getting hit in the mouth with a baseball bat again. I didn't want to get hit in the mouth with a baseball bat. So I spent the rest of my life being careful about not getting hit in the mouth with a baseball bat. It seems maybe oversimplified, but it isn't. I'm going to go back to what I started with. It's almost as important as knowing is knowing what we don't know, or knowing that we don't know something. Think about that. Think about that for the rest of the week, and maybe next time we'll expand on those things. Expand on things like paying attention. Expand on things like significant events in our life, or insignificant events that are learning experiences for us. I'm a hard times guy. Have a good day.